What is the League of Nations? The League of Nations refers to an association of countries established in 1919 by the Treaty of Versailles to promote international cooperation and achieve international peace and security. Well, now that you know what it is, who supported it? The US President Woodrow Wilson created the idea of the League of Nations, and it was accepted in principle on the 25th January 1919. The League of Nations had 63 members between 1919 and 1939. But the League's greatest extent was from 1934 to 1935, when the number of member states was 58. These included Argentina, Australia, Belgium, Bolivia, the British Empire, Canada, Chile, the Republic of China, Colombia, Cuba, Czechoslovakia, Denmark, El Salvador, France, Greece, Guatemala, Haiti, Honduras, British India, Italy, Liberia, the Netherlands, New Zealand, Nicaragua, Norway, Panama, Paraguay, Persia or Iran, Peru, Poland, Portugal, Romania, Siam, Spain, Sweden, Switzerland, the Union of South Africa, Uruguay, Yugoslavia, Venezuela, Austria, Bulgaria, Finland, Luxembourg, Albania, Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, Hungary, Ireland, Ethiopia, the Dominican Republic, Mexico, Turkey, Iraq, the Union of Soviet Socialist Republics, Afghanistan, and Ecuador. The League of Nations' overall purpose was to prevent such a war from happening again. The League of Nations had four main aims: to encourage cooperation between the major countries, disarmament to reduce the need for attack, improve social conditions as this would reduce the number of healthcare problems, and the main one, world peace. The League of Nations also had some weaknesses. The League didn't have an army of its own. This meant that the League had to rely on other countries' army if ever in trouble. Secondly, neither the USSR nor the USA joined the League of Nations, even though it was Woodrow Wilson's idea. The structure was very confusing, and unanimous decisions slowed processes down. Successes of the League of Nations included bringing prisoners of the war back home in the 1920s. They arrested some drug dealers and slave traders. They also did successfully prevent two smaller wars, the war between Sweden and Finland and the 1923 war between Italy and Greece. The League of Nations' purpose was to ensure that there was world peace, and they failed in doing so. An example as evidence would be that in 1932, Japan invaded Manchuria, China, and the League of Nations did nothing about it. Another one would be when Italy invaded Abyssinia, Ethiopia in 1935. Once again, the League of Nations only threatened them with consequences, but nothing came from it. As a result of this, Hitler gained more power by speaking on behalf of German citizens, and he also built up the army and navy and went totally against the Treaty of Versailles by reoccupying the Rhineland. And this was one of the reasons why World War II broke out in 1939. There was also another incident when Germany and the USSR invaded Poland. Once again, no consequential steps were taken by the League of Nations. World War II technically started when France and Britain declared war on Germany because Germany and the USSR invaded Poland after Germany had agreed not to take any more European land at the Munich conference that was led by the League of Nations. Other interesting facts about the League of Nations. The first meeting of the Council was in Paris on the 16th of January 1920, and the League of Nations was later taken over by the United Nations on the 24th of October